Coming up, guys, we got a special guest coming on. Jahmal Harvey,
indeed.
2021. In 10 minutes. Let me just run down his resume. Jahmal Harvey, he's a 19-year-old fighter out of Oxon Hill, Maryland. He's a 2021 AIBA world champion, 10-time national champion, a 2-time international gold medalist. This young man is very well accomplished, very well decorated at such a young age. You said you grew up with him in the gym, right?
I've always seen him come around sparring all the time.
So what about, does any of these stats, does any of these accolades surprise you that he's here at such a young age?
Surprise? No, that's... Hey, I'm not trying to sound cocky, but that's kind of normal for certain states like Ohio, D.C., Maryland, New York. That's kind of normal.
Mm-hmm.
but what is a big deal is him winning the AIBAs.
Mm-hmm.
When he won the AIBAs, that was a big deal. Like, didn't get robbed, didn't get none of that. You know, he took it. That was the big deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I interviewed him once up at the DC Armory with my dad for that. So many my family members for it. It was a big night for me to be announcing that and have top guys there. Little Reggie, who used to box with me at Hillcrest, who went to Oxon Hill, who's now in the military. And I had the chance to interview him then. They brought a kid. It was like it took so many opponents to get one kid down here.
Mm-hmm.
And he what he did to that boy, dog. Oh man, I still remember that fight, man. What he did to that kid was so bad, like, cause the kid didn't want to be there no more.
Right,
he didn't want to be there no more. He kept trying to find a way out, and the kid could fight too, but he just felt. I think he was too deep in the water. Put it like that. Like I think the kid could fight, but it being Jahmal. It's like, dude, I'm about to fight. At the time, I think he probably was 8-time national champ at that time. So he was like, oh, okay. I don't know. So he kept finding a way out. But being honest, I'm
not surprised. Yeah. I haven't seen much of him, honestly, but I've seen little clips and highlights. What about his game do you take away from him the most that you think makes him stand out, what makes him special?
It's tenacity. To follows instructions very well.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about his skills. I know everybody's, he got a nice left hook. He got this. Man, I don't care about none of that. It's amateurs. He listens well. He follows the directions well to go, and then he tries to execute them. Not just, coach called this, did it once. He goes right back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right back to it. Keeps going. So I really enjoy that, but I think he ready for us.
All right, we got Jahmal ready to bring into this show. Let's bring him on.
Man, what he did to that boy, the armory, bro.
We're going to ask him about it.
I mean, he threw the kid off of him. The boy was about 2 inches shorter than me.
For real?
About 2 inches shorter, man. The boy was about 2 inches shorter than me. He threw the boy off, threw him about 2-3 times, threw him to the canvas.
Damn.
Because the boy kept trying to lock up Jahmal.
Right.
Lean on this.
Silent.
Man, get off me. Kept throwing him. Then he's dipping his head off. Sliding into him.
Here we go.
Jahmal, man.
We got Jahmal on. Jahmal. Hey, man, thank you for joining the Slip Encounter podcast, man. My name is BINK, and you know Mr. GOLDENBOY here.
What's up, Mom, man? It's been a minute, baby. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Just getting ready for this camp. I got a tournament coming up in September, international. But they coming to the U.S. this time, so we gotta hold the fort down in the U.S. and show them what's up.
For sure. Man. Where's the fight at here on American soil?
It's in Pueblo, Colorado.
Okay.
Oh, the Olympic Center.
For sure.
Not too far from the Olympic Center.
So for the people that are just getting introduced to you here on the channel, can you give us a rundown of where you're from and how you got your start in boxing?
So I'm from PG County, Maryland, and I started boxing from my football coach. I used to play with the Oxon Hill Road Runners, and he had a gym. So he told me to come up to the gym one day, and I went up to the gym, started boxing and playing football. But as I got to high school and I realized like I ain't really had size and height for football, I just stuck with the boxing.
For sure, for sure. When did you know that boxing, like, this is what's going to take me to this national champion level? When did you know boxing was it for you?
From my very first nationals, I knew, even like my very first spawn session, really, I should say, I knew that I had a lot of talent with it because my coach, he never put me in there with anybody that was like green. Like from when I first started sparring, I sparred with like national champions, and I was going in there and I was giving them some work. So I was like, if I really pursue this, like if I just focused on this, I could go real far with it. And I won my first national with like under like 15 fights, and that's when I knew, like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, for sure. Sure, you got something for him?
I was just telling them about when I interviewed you at the Armory, and you fought the kid out of Jersey. The kid kept trying to. Oh God! Well, you kept throwing the kid off and throwing him to the ground because he kept grabbing you. But I was telling him, I was like, that was my first time actually not watching it on screen, being there and having to call his fight.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody want me to say, oh, his tenacity is this, is that. No. I like the way that you've always, even when y'all would come to Hillcrest or anywhere and I was there, y'all was sparring, listening to Coach Darrell, like always listening to the instructions, executing the instructions, and then repeating the instructions. And I think that's what also is on top of the tenacity and coming forward and all those things. That's what took you to where you at now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. You just got to get with a coach that you believe in. I believed in everything he said, and I looked up to him as a father figure. So everything he said to me, I trusted in it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamal. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Being a former football player, what from the sport of football do you carry with you into boxing? Is anything that you take away?
That I could, nah, not really. I mean, it's good that I was playing football and I was already like physically in shape, the footwork, stuff like that. But and just determination and wanting to win. You just not letting anybody just bring me down, eat or nothing, or beat on me. I just always had to just fight.
Yeah, for sure. What position did you play when you played ball?
I played running back and corner.
Okay. So that now it's making sense when you said he was throwing the guy up off of him. Like, you ain't. Yeah, it makes sense now.
Guy kept kind of. So the kid, I think the kid could fight a little bit, but I just think him at the time. I think Jahmal was 8-time national champ or 7-time national champ. It was just like he let the moment get too big, and he. How many opponents? I think it was like the 5th or 4th opponent that they got for him for that one show.
Yeah,
that was a show, not a tournament. That was a show at the Armory, and when it comes to the football part, though, in my opinion, that I think you took from it is you were already adapted to taking contact and dealing with size difference and having to get up under somebody that's taller. I think that easily it just transitioned and you took that without a problem into boxing and then it made it even easier because somebody was your size, more so your size now than if you were on the football field and this guy might be a little bit bigger or taller or whatever. It was a little bit more easy, just slightly more easier. But I got a question for you. You're one of the top ranked amateur prospects. And now the Olympics has just got canceled. So how does that affect you? Because in my opinion, the Olympics aren't as big as when my dad was fighting. Like, you had to get a medal. Like, these days, with your resume, top rank and all these different PBC, all these guys will still come because of your resume. But what does that do for you being one of the top, probably top in the smaller guys, but And that top 5 guys, okay, this guy, I can't wait for this guy to go turn pro, whatever, and go to the Olympics. Now that the Olympics is gone, how does that affect you?
Yeah, so the Olympics is really gone for 2028. So we still was already locked in for 2024.
Oh,
so
okay. Okay.
This last 2024 Olympics.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I read it wrong. Okay. Good. Because that, I'm be honest with you, that hurt me.
I still can't believe it.
That hurt me, man. Because I thought of you. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this don't take away his opportunity to get gold or get silver, anything. I hope this don't take away his opportunity to finally solidify. If he wants to solidify and not turn pro to go to the Olympics, that's the last thing you want to put on top of your resume.
Yeah, for sure. Olympic medal is the dream. So if I was even thinking about going to 2028 too. So after 2024, look like I'm gonna be going pro if there's no 2028 Olympics, which is most likely not. I don't think that's the only way it affects me. I won't get 2 runs there. I just gotta get my all this run, and that's what it's gonna be.
For sure. I got a question for you. How did boxing intertwine with your childhood? Were you still able to have like a regular childhood and play with the neighborhood friends and ride bikes and go to the ice cream trucks? How did boxing and taking it serious intertwine with that?
Of course, you miss out on a lot of things because you got to travel a lot. You got to go to different tournaments and stuff. But you still, you miss out on things. But back when I was a child, it's not. I would say I would miss more. I'm missing more now, growing like being as a teenager, like a semi-adult, because I'm just family. I'm all the way in Colorado to where I was here, but I just was at the gym, and so I could make that time. But I can't be in Colorado and back in the day all at one sitting. So I just miss out on more now.
Right. Where are some of the what are some of your favorite places boxing's taking you so far around the world? What are some of your favorite places you've traveled?
Favorite places in the U.S. or outside of the U.S.?
Both.
I'm gonna say one of my favorite places inside of the U.S. that I went to, probably Texas. When I first went to Texas, it was a lot to do there, and it had good weather. But they be putting these nationals in some wild places, like
yes.
Hey, Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, I seen it. It was cold in the morning. I think it was like hot in the morning, like hot, and then it rained. Then it got sunny. Then it got back cold. I was like, wow, that's the greatest weather ever. So I would say,
I got one I can ask you.
Louisiana was cool too. It had some good food out Louisiana.
Yeah, I heard.
So let me ask you this: what you think about? Oh, go ahead. What did you say? Who else?
Outside the U.S., I would say my favorite spot was Serbia.
For real?
Games, yeah. Serbia was nice.
What about Serbia?
Like where is that located? It's located in Germany. I want to say they in Germany. Nah, I'm just saying they got the best pastries. I ain't never had no cupcakes, cake, or anything of that sort. Then the food they had vegan food for me. Food that was amazing.
Right. That's my favorite part about traveling is getting to dive into the culture, like the food culture, and trying different things. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of friends from like the Philippines, and they put me onto a lot of food I never would have tried ever. But just tasting different, you can kind of get a sense of like who they are just from tasting their food.
Especially in Southeast Europe.
Yeah, Europe.
Like, that's around. Wait, where is that? I want to say like Bulgaria. It's like right on the borders of Bulgaria and Hungary and I'm gonna say Kosovo.
Oh, Ecuador. But it's just the weather out there is just sticky. But Ecuador was pretty cool. Yeah, it's hot.
So I gotta ask you. I got a question that I ask everybody who make the national team. I gotta ask them this: how bad did your lungs burn when you got to Colorado for the first time?
Oh, the altitude.
Man, that altitude is walk up some stairs and your nose out of nowhere in the middle of the night and everything.
Dang.
You say you go
Lord.
first thing you need to go to Colorado is get some chapstick and drink a gallon of water, or you gonna be cramping for no reason and your nose gonna be bleeding.
Oh God, man, I know because I remember Gary and Allen told me they get to Colorado, Louis Yanez, and a few of the other guys from that Olympic team. They in there and he was like, man, I bet you can't run up these. I'll beat you from the elevator up to your room on through the staircase. I'm like, man, you got me messed up. All right, cool. To the third floor, cool. I would say he turned off that staircase onto the second floor. He's like, man, what the fuck? His lungs
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I got on we went to an amusement park. No, they had like a little fair and they had some rides. And one of the rides like take you upside down. But like it stay upside down for a little bit, then it swing back down. I was upside down. Now, that ride almost killed me, man.
No, I heard that. I don't ride rides. I go to the fairs, I eat the funnel cake, and now that's why as far as I go. I ain't getting on no rides.
Oh man, I'm pulling you on some rides,
no, you're
man.
not.
I'm pulling you on some rides.
No, you're
man.
not. Hey, let me ask you real quick. How was your experience in Italy? We heard Cardan was out there with you, but didn't get a chance to really link up with you out there.
Okay. Oh, Italy, it was a good experience. I was in a country part of Italy called Assisi, but they got like a lot of tourists because they have like they just got a lot of tourist attractions. They got like they real religious out there, so it's a lot of religious buildings out there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the food, I thought the pastas and stuff was gonna be hit way more, but I don't know. I gotta go to a more city part of Italy.
Oh, okay. Man, that's surprising. I thought, Italian food probably hit everywhere you go out there, but what was different about it that didn't, pop to you?
Well, we went to like one little restaurant where they had some good pizza, but the food that like, so when we go out of town, they usually serve every team the same thing, so they don't, so like you don't get sick or you be like somebody tampering with, and the food that they were serving was their pasta and stuff, and it just wasn't that good.
Yeah, I got you. You got some?
So how that passport loading up on you?
Got stamps all over that joint.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah. Trying to just keep loading it up. I want to go everywhere. I want to keep traveling. It's fun.
Yeah,
that's right.
Flights. So I don't like the long flights, especially when you gotta make weight and watch your weight. Man, like 13 hours, no eating. Because you gonna hold on to in the air.
No, for sure. That's definitely a grind, man. Definitely a grind. What are some of your hobbies besides boxing? Like when you get a chance to relax and unwind and be Jahmal for a little bit outside of the star power, what are some of your hobbies?
Some of my hobbies, usually I just go play basketball with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play the game, but I don't play anymore. Don't interest me no more. I would watch TV. That's it.
Right. If you had to compare yourself to somebody on the court when you out there hooping with your friends, who do you compare yourself to?
I don't know. Who compare me to? Let me see. A lot of people just compare me to like John Wall or something because I don't really shoot. Like I can, but I drive most of the time. Like I don't. I drive and do mid range for real. Yeah. My three not that accurate. I drive, but I can stay in the air for a long time. I can dunk, but only if I get a alley oop. Okay. So I can stay in the air for a long time, and I just stay in the air. And see everybody hand swatting, and I release the ball at the last second.
Right. And so you got bounce. How tall are you again?
A little bit, like 5'4".
And you dunking?
Nah, not consistently. Like,
but just to get up there and dunk, that's crazy.
Kind of just like Nate Robinson. Basically.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Look, I can't shoot neither, but I pull it from 3. I'm screaming Curry every time I let that thing go. I can't shoot to save my life. I'm screaming Curry every time I come down the court. That's why I don't hoop no more. Mugs don't like to play with me.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, man, so where do you see yourself in 10 years from now with boxing?
10 years from now. So these next 2 years, Olympics, gold medal, and then the 8 after that, just, I don't know, on my grind still, working my way up in the pro ranks. I should have a world title by then, 8 years. So, yeah, I've been world champion in the pro boxing game.
100. You got fun.
Any parts of your game that you feel because you know when you turn open, that's semi-pro basically. You basically semi-pro at this point. That you feel now that you've gotten better at as a complete fighter, and it's gonna wind up being even more better as you turn pro and as you evolve. Like different parts of your skill sets that you've gotten better at and you want to add on.
Different, I would say, my angles. I use a lot more angles now. Understanding the game more. Nah, not my angle. My feint. My feints begin way better. The USA, I would say one thing. They teach a lot of feints, so I know how to open my opponent up by throwing certain feints and landing shots that I want to land. And it's gonna really help me in the pros because I'm gonna have lighter gloves on, and that's when the knockouts gonna come.
Especially with your size and the weight class you in, you sitting there start giving foot feints and start giving shoulder feints and sitting here giving them different looks here. And next thing you know, and the amateurs can't touch. You can't really lock and turn things like that. And then the pros, now you can do that. You can move his glove, grab his glove any type of way, and pull in and throw your shoulder even more on him, and those different things. So when that comes, even when I saw you fight 2 years ago at the Armory, when I saw that, I was like, it was the way you get under guys, and you start pivoting on guys more, and you start sidestepping and ripping the body shots from under the lung and in the sternum and into the spleen and things like that. Coming, especially you know how we talk. You hit to the body, you hear him go, everything freezes, and then you come up top and finish off. Oh man, that's dangerous, especially as you start to slow down too in the pros and see this and do this. Okay, start looking at stuff. Yeah, I could definitely see you adding angles in the feints, and it'd be very devastating, especially with how tenacity, how you break guys down.
Thank you.
No problem, bro.
Who are some of the guys that you like in the game right now that you kind of study and try to take little bits and pieces from?
I'm gonna say the people I watch the most right now, I would say is Loma is one, Earl, and Terrence Crawford.
Okay, those are good 3. What do you now from each one of those guys? What do you take away from each of their games? I know you mentioned angles before, so I'm assuming you're taking angles from Lomachenko. But what about the other 2?
Yeah, so Terrence, his ring IQ, just the way he positions his foot when he's in southpaw and stuff, he switches his stance. And I do the same. And Earl, I just take his head movement, the way he just stay on the inside, stay tight. I actually got a chance to talk to Derek James. I went to his gym before, and he was showing me like the way Earl just stay tight, stay on the inside, and just move or punch all around his opponent. He's never just standing there. He's on the inside. While he's ripping, he's moving his feet to the side, all around you. Keep turning you. tire you out.
Right. Who's your dog in the fight if and when we get Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford?
That's gonna be a good fight, but after seeing the last fight, I think Earl. I'm leaning more towards Earl.
I can understand that.
I got you. I agree with you. I'm taking Errol in that fight.
How dare you, sir?
Taking Errol, man.
How dare you?
We already
sir?
talked about this,
How
man.
dare you?
He gonna
sir?
act surprised.
Why you gonna sit there and try to embarrass me in front of company? Look, all right. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But for some reason, I just got.
You got that twitch in your spine.
Yeah.
Errol Spence, bro. Nose, orbital bone, and ribs, and he punched from round 1 all the way to round. What round he stopped him in?
What was it? The 10th?
You guys? I think it was 10th round. Yeah.
Pull up, yeah. He punched. He sat in the inside and punched. And I just think that's some strong shots for
and
10
of course,
rounds.
To both of y'all's point,
you could be tough.
What'd you say? You could be tough and what?
You could be tough, but your body, you can have all the heart and be tough, but your body still gonna break down no matter what.
Right, yeah.
My only thing to y'all point is it's gonna be at 47, and Earl's been there since freaking amateurs to turn pro, or he's always been 40 something. And we already know.
I don't know how he's making 47 still.
Yeah. So my thing is with Terrence is I love like when he fought Ricky Burns, he was right-handed, right? Then all of a sudden he realized that Ricky Burns' jab was getting too close. That's when he switched southpaw and it gave him the perfect distance that he wanted. Same IQ. And then as he moves, I feel like his feet are faster than Earl's. So, of course, we already know Earl, his whole thing, like when he fought Mikey Garcia, Mikey said, as soon as you think you're open to give him a counter, he's an inch away from you. Like, he just moves just enough, and he just rolls and steps over. I just wonder, in those sequences, now, Bud got to maintain it for 12 rounds. That's the problem. But with his feet being faster, him sliding over and making Earl have to turn and keep up with his foot speed, that's where he can get his shots off and maybe land something that can slowly start to make, okay, this tide is turning just a little bit. Okay, this tide is turning a little bit. He's starting to outbox him or whatever. But he still got to be, to y'all point, it's weight classes for a reason. You talking to a dude who sparred light with Jarrett Hurd. Like, man, this weight classes for a reason.
No, for sure.
He got to be able to take that punch. Yeah, he definitely got to be able to take that punch. So
yeah, I think Bud would just have to start fast because he's not really like a fast starter. Yeah, so if he let Earl get them weight, he's not gonna slow down. He got to hurt Earl early, but he could definitely pull it off. It's gonna be a good fight. He could definitely pull it off, especially if he can hurt him early.
Yeah,
but if he hurts him early and he starts fast, what does that say for rounds 8 through 12?
What's the gas tank gonna end up looking?
How's it gonna be?
That's why it's gonna be a good fight.
That's a lot of questions, you know.
Out in that water.
He
can swim.
Yeah. A
lot of unanswered questions with that one. So this episode, we're talking about Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis. If that fight ever happens, what's your take on that?
Tank easily knocks him out. I'm gonna say he's gonna easily knock Tank. See, everybody want to say Tank this, Tank that, get hit too much, but he does it to open you up. Like if he know you can't hurt, he's gonna open you up. He's gonna make you feel like you're doing something, and you're gonna get your little confidence, and then you're gonna slip up. He's gonna catch you one good time.
Right. I agree. He over here doing a Ric Flair, man. I agree, but for the show purposes, I had to play devil's advocate on the show.
Nah, he was past that. That's bullshit.
Boxing, like people said, Tank had a close fight with Esau Cruz. If you really go back and understand and watch boxing, you defense is really like he really has good ring IQ Go look at his last 2 fights. His ring IQ is crazy.
Right. No, for sure. I definitely agree with you.
He wasn't even throwing that. He's definitely maturing. He don't even throw that many punches now. He's not all wild, just coming forward. He's sitting there, just staying back, moving his head, making you punch. And he's slipping. Of course, you're going to get punched. It's boxing. But he just, not hurt. He just sitting back and he going to take a little bit of punches. He going to open you up for that one shot, and it's going to be over.
That's a good analysis. I like it. I feel you on that.
Wait, but real quick, who said some of that similar stuff?
Man, he said some of the same stuff. We're
going
to give him his flowers.
Thank you.
Give him his flowers, man. Go ahead, man.
El Niño de Oro.
So are you a fan of boxing? Because I know a lot of fighters I talk to, they aren't really fans of boxing. They just fight. Do you like actually sit down on Saturday nights and watch the whole cards all the way through?
Nah, I only watch my friends. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch you. Really.
For sure.
But just to back you up for a second, Javon, the reason why is because I remember I was a little kid and I said that. I said, Dad, did you see this? Whatever. And he was like, if I catch it, I catch it. I said, what you mean? Whatever. Now, if the fight's on and he catches it, cool. And he said, and I didn't understand it till after I got a teenager and been in so many sparring sessions, so many, just been in every single day. It's almost like when you do it every single day, all the time, and you done seen so many fights and seen so many things, you could look at a knockout and see a knockout happen, and the person next to you go, oh my God, I hope he's okay. And be like, oh, he good. Like, that wasn't that bad of a knockout. Trust me, he's fine.
Right.
Give him about, trust me, he's good. And you see so many fights all the time. And that's why you just get used to seeing it all the time.
I got you. Y'all like conditioned to the sport already.
Yeah.
No, for sure. So, you said 10 years, right? So at the end of your career, when people say Jahmal Harvey, they're going to be saying Jahmal Harvey is what? Jahmal Harvey, fill in that blank at the end of your career. What are people going to be saying about you?
Jahmal Harvey. Olympic gold medalist and world champion.
Really? 10 years from now, he'll be 29, right?
29, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I turned 20 this year, so 10 years I'll be 30.
30. Okay.
Okay, so then I got to double up on that question. You look great, and you're young. And luckily, we come from coaches in this area that we don't take stupid amounts of punishment. We bite down off the stool when we're told to, like, okay, we have to pull this out type of thing. But don't go in there just taking unnecessary shots. Do you see yourself fighting to 34 or 38 or 29 or 31 and things like that? Or is it just take it as it comes?
I want to be done with my pro career by around 34.
Good.
Like 34, 33, I want to be done.
Good.
I ain't go pro. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna have no friends. I'm calling out everybody. I ain't gonna be fighting no random. Nah, I need the top guys off the jump, like, cause I feel like I'm not gonna be motivated. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a guy that, like, it's not hard to motivate me, but I just know, like, if I'm fighting, they give me just some random guy. Like, we all see it. Random guys that be in there, no footwork, can't punch. I ain't gonna be motivated for that. I'm going in. I'm ready for the top guys. I already been preparing myself, been sparring the top pros. We got some of the top pros here. I know as soon as I get in there, I'm ready. I'm pulling the long one. Within my first 5 fights, after I get this Olympic gold medal, I'm a house stuff. I'm gonna ask for them big fights.
And you'll probably have the avenue too, because by that time you'll have so many fights that the experience level you'll be able to maybe have that option to do that. But what you just said, try to be a big brother right here, tell you this, but like when you say, some of this stuff may not motivate me. It ain't like the top guys, because some of these regular guys, they don't have, and it's true, they be getting in there no footwork. That's why a lot of the guys from the '80s could probably beat a lot of these guys, because they don't have no fundamentals or whatever, or they may got one good thing that they do or whatever, instead of having a good, complete pro all around game. But the way that I remember I talked to Mr. Zab, Judah. I was talking to Mr. Zab, and I remember he said one time about how, certain fights only motivated them, things like that. You're gonna have wear and tear, of course, and over time. But try to look at it like this when you have to fight those regular guys. Try to look at it like, all right, another fight where I could work on this guy, because you already know when you get in there with certain guys, you might work on stuff and then stop them in the sixth just to work on something and then stop them. You could have stopped them in the second or the third or the fourth, but you're gonna stop them in the sixth, 7, 8, because you're gonna work on this and work on that. Just look at it as it's another night. You're gonna work on being a better pro.
No, I ain't gonna work when I get in there. I'm coming to demolish.
Slide them and go home. Don't get paid overtime.
I rock with it. I rock with that too. Yeah, I rock with it.
But apart, what'd you say?
I said, nah, I'm gonna do my work in the sparring. I can't get on live television and start trying to work on something.
Yeah.
Only time I would try to do that, I'm getting ready. Okay, I can see when you first start. Yeah, I'm gonna take like 2 or 3 fights of fighting probably like 6 or 8 rounds and try to go them rounds.
Yeah.
The full distance, build myself up to fight round title fight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Because you be honest, you might hit you. Like I was with the mom one time. The mom was like, I said, man, you gonna get some rounds in this time? You gonna try to work with something? He said, man, I tried. All of a sudden, he threw a hook off the jab on the dude. He said, man, dude went like this and went down. He said, oh, it went to the corner. He wasn't even trying to hit the dude hard. It just was on point and sharp. And sometimes you might hit a guy with something and it didn't even have everything on it and hurt him. But, to the part where you saying 33, 34, man, I applaud you for saying that, because, of course, in due time we'll tell, because, and everything. But I hopefully will be doing another interview with you in that time, and it'll be Jahmal Harvey, multi-weight class, at least 2-week weight class, or reign for this long of a time, and now DC Maryland Hall of Famer, and now international and Gastonia Hall of Fame or whatever, but that's good that you said, oh yeah, 33, 34, things like that. And I honestly believe with how you fight, you may have more. Trust me, you're gonna love this when that time comes, where you could be able to retire and still know that people say, man, he retired, he still got something left in the tank. Yeah. Man, he quitting. Nah, man, it's time for me to leave the game. I'm out.
Right. That's a part of that blank I put at the end of his name, like Jahmal Harvey is. He did this, multi-division world champion, did this, and left with all his faculties. He left as a complete fighter, and he's excelled. So now that blank, it even extends more, because now you can get into coaching, training, whatever, doing the business, commentating. You know what I'm saying? That blank is forever.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to do big things and just stay on the right path so that I can fulfill those blanks at the end.
No, for sure. So after you go win the Olympics, go and get gold, man. Can we get you back on the podcast? Get you back on the show?
For sure.
Indeed. In studio. We get you in studio?
Yeah, you can get me in studio. I would have came, but I thought it was always over the phone.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Well, hey, man, you definitely welcome to come in here anytime and kick with us here at Slip and Counter. For sure.
Appreciate it.
Anything else you'd like to say before we get you up off here? We won't take up any more of your time. I know you're a busy man.
Yeah. Just thanks for having me. I enjoyed the interview.
For sure, man. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. You got anything, Dream?
From like I told you 2 years ago now, man, I'm proud of how you becoming a better fighter each fight, and how you carry yourself outside the square. With that, I'm good. Keep doing your thing, bro. I just tip my hat to you from afar.
Thank you.
You know it, bro.
Indeed, man. So salute to you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. And thank you. Thank you again.